Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joel Mullins. I'll be speaking on why cell phones should not be allowed in schools. A gunman enters your local middle school and begins shooting at teachers and students and placing explosives throughout the school. In the midst of the situation, all of the students start using their cell phones to go on Facebook or call their friends or their parents to tell them of the situation. This prevents the emergency responders from being able to properly communicate with each other because the network is overloaded. The cell signals could also cause the explosive to detonate prematurely. This was evident during the Boston Marathon bombing. Brad Stone from Businessweek stated, cellular networks in the area almost immediately slowed down and for periods of time appeared to stop working altogether. Whether it's your child, brother, sister, or any other family member, you want the first responders to be able to communicate properly. Although this situation is an extreme example, I feel that cell phones in the classroom also leads to disruption of learning environment, cheating, and bullying as well. This is the reason I feel that cell phones should not be allowed in the classroom. Why are cell phones bad in the classroom? Disruptions. Just a simple little thing like a cell phone ring right there, it distracted you from what I was saying. So imagine if a teacher was teaching and all of a sudden a cell phone rang. Zenaria Zalova states that school and security officials report that students falsely call in bomb threats or reports of threats on their cell phone as an overreaction or as a prank. And in such cases, these cell phones can force the entire school evacuation. So we have kids that are calling in pranks and causing the whole school to evacuate, someone to come in and check for bombs, and then get the kids back in. This could take, depending on how big the school is, 3 to 4 hours. Uh, so there's no good reason to have for a kid to have that kind of ability. Another thing is social media in class. Kids are always wanting to check up on the latest thing on Facebook or or YouTube or what have you. Former high school teacher Jesse Sashia stated, "When I was teaching, all too often I turned around from writing something on the blackboard to find students text messaging, or otherwise playing on their phones." Students also cheat with their phones. They do it by texting or by photos sent to another class. In a recent Pew Research paper written by Amanda Linhart, she states that cheating is carried out through the cell phones by texting test answers to others, taking photos of exams, taking pictures of textbook material to bring into an exam, or getting answers online. And none of us want this. We want our kids to know the answers and to get the benefits that they need from school. As well as cheating, cell phones in the classroom lead to bullying. How they bully is you have a situation where someone rips their pants in class or spills something on their shirt, and all of a sudden it's an embarrassing moment and they live with it then and there. Kids with cell phone now take photos of that and post it up to their social media or they'll take a video and post it up to YouTube, and all of a sudden that's there, and the kid has to live with it for the rest of the year, the rest of the week, even the rest of their lives, because that's the kind of stuff doesn't come down. To go along with bullying, kids are now sexting. What this is Zelova states that sexting involves students taking sexually explicit pictures of themselves or others and sending them to a friend or other students. And we definitely don't want our kids doing this. For one, it's immoral. For two, it's against the law. In the state of Florida, any picture you possess, nude or otherwise, of a child is considered possession of child pornography, and you will go to jail. And as we stated before, in the time of crisis management, we want our first responders to be able to do the utmost to protect our kids. And by having kids be on their cell phones and everything else and bogging down the network, it just prohibits them from doing their job. Now, how do we go about banning cell phones from schools? And I understand that parents want their kids to be able to call them before and after school. If honestly, when I was in school, if my mom needed to get a hold of me, she'd call the office and the office would get a hold of us, and that's more than sufficient. Now, being able to get a hold of a kid before and after school, I understand that they do need their cell phone for that. I think one possible solution for that is everyone is issued a locker in school, or at least when I was in school, they were. So if the kids were to place their cell phone in their locker at the beginning of school and leave it there, this would all but eliminate it. And if they are caught with their cell phone during class, there'd be step process to more and more discipline, whether it's more work, taking the phone away from them and having the parents come get it, to leading up to a possible suspension. And what are the benefits of banning cell phones? There's no more disruptions in classes, or less disruptions in classes because of cell phones. There's less bullying and definitely less cheating. Kids can now focus on learning instead of having to worry about their cell phones. And kids no longer have to worry about being photoed or videoed, which makes them more apt to learn. And a big thing is kids become less reliant on their cell phone. Not having that cell phone in their hand for the 8 hours or 6 hours that they're in school causes them to be less dependent on it and get kids used to disconnecting with their cell phone and social media. As you can see, cell phones in classrooms offer no real benefits to students. Whether students are answering phone calls or texts or going on social media and playing games in the classroom is no place for cell phones. Whether you have a child now or for the children you may have in the future, I think this is something we as parents or future parents need to have a discussion with our local school boards about. I think the benefits of keeping cell phones out of the classroom far outweigh the very few reasons to allow kids to have any cell phones in the classroom. And if we expect our children to do this, maybe we as parents can keep the dinner table and family time free of cell phones as well, to set a better example for our kids. Thank you.